Welcome back, College Baseball Central fans. It is the last episode of the weekend rotation. We are here. We're down to it. We're down to the finals, College World Series finals. 307 teams down to two now. Two remaining here. We got Coastal Carolina and LSU. They kick off today, 6 p.m. Central Time. I'm joined today by Andrew Rydell and Jake McKeever. Andrew, how we doing, man?
He is muted.
You're muted, Andrew.
Um, we're doing great out here. I'm in right field right now. You can see there's the scoreboard, there's the flags, and lastly, there is the field. You can
Let's
tell
go.
there, Jake is up there because he didn't charge his laptop. Noah said, "Go, we'll find somewhere cool to do the show from." Jake decided the first row of the press box was fun enough. I decided right field. I wanted to sit in
Andrew,
the
you understood the
45
assignment.
It's too hot for me out there.
Andrew nailed it.
Oh,
Andrew understood the assignment. He knows what's
Turn
going
on.
on. There's a reason why we're live. We love going live at the stadium here. I, of course, am back in the studio. I'm back at my house here, being as all my West Coast teams are eliminated. And then Jake McKeever, first row of the press box up there, buddy. You got your Chinook hat on and everything.
Yep, we're rocking and rolling. Got a great view of Andrew out there and right. Should he blow away, I will update the masses.
Yeah, so I was checking out the weather today. Looks like 100 degrees is what we're going to get up to by game time. 45-mile-an-hour winds with some gusts up to over 60. Going to be interesting to see. Going to be a fun one here. We got some great stuff coming up here, guys. We have been doing this all year for you guys, all season long, every Saturday morning. We didn't miss a single one for you guys. Proud to be a part of this show. Chinook Seedery, guys. If you guys have not gone out there and seen them in the booth and you guys have not gone and bought their stuff online, use our code CBC. You get 10% off your entire first order there. 10% off that entire first order using the code CBC. Chinook Seedery, best seeds on the planet. We love them. They've been awesome to us, and they're a really great seed. 8 different flavors. Go out there, try them all, try combinations. Let me know how you like them, because, I mean, we want the feedback. We want to let those guys know. I mean, they got the best seeds on the planet, and they're the presenters of the Golden Spikes Award. So, pretty cool things there, guys. Go out there and check them out. All right, we're going to start off with who was a non-finals player and a pitcher. We're going to start off with the players. We'll go through all the players first, and then we'll go through the pitchers that were here at the World Series that did big things for their team. Jake, I'm going to let you go first. Who was your player of the College World Series that is not in the final 2 teams here?
I'm going to go Zion Rose from Louisville. He was just on an unbelievable heater the entire postseason. And then when he got to Omaha, he was a big cog in the machine that was the Louisville Cardinals that allowed them to get into the Final Four. He took fantastic at-bats. Even when he got out, all of his at-bats were super, super competitive. And he's a big reason that Louisville stayed as long as they did after dropping that first game.
Yeah, I mean, you could have gone with Zion, could have gone with Eddie King Jr., both good candidates there. I mean, they both hit nearly 500. I think Eddie King ended up over 500. Tremendous there from those guys. Andrew, who was your player of the College World Series that was not in the final?
I'm going with Dean West, UCLA. Him at the top of the lineup really solidified him and Rock. It was really fun to watch those guys. I'm a little sad that Dean West isn't playing in the College World Series finals, but Dean West, he's a really big part of that UCLA lineup.
Tremendous athlete, super fast, made some great plays in the outfield also. He kept them going defensively. Remember, guys, this is a very young UCLA team. There are a lot of sophomores on this team, so hopefully over the next couple seasons we see them back here with all that young talent. They were very, very good there. Coach Savage was very proud of this team, but man, Dean West was special here at the College World Series. I'm going with another guy from Louisville, Jake. I'm going to go with Kamayu Neighbors. What he meant for that team, hitting at the bottom of the lineup, and then he just kept getting on base and putting pressure on teams. I mean, he set them up several times. There was a couple games where he went 4 for 4. It was crazy, his performance at the bottom of the lineup there for Louisville. Given the opportunity to guys like Rose and King, and at the top of the lineup more, and Alisea, he was really a big part of what they were doing. Big vocal leader. I see big things for Kamayu Neighbors in the future. Not necessarily maybe in baseball, but if he wants to coach baseball or if he wants to be a preacher, he's going to be very successful in life. So big things, tip of the cap there for Kamayu. He had a fantastic World Series. Pitcher wise, Andrew, I'm going to let you go first. Who was your pitcher so far of the College World Series? Not in the final.
Well, Gabe Gackle, obviously I could have gone with his teammate, but I really was impressed with Gabe Gackle. I got to see him multiple times this year, but both times he got to face LSU, he shut them down. He only made 2 bad pitches against LSU that whole game on Wednesday this week, and that one of them got sent 380 feet against Jared Jones.
Yeah.
Was phenomenal. Struck out 10 his first time out on Saturday against them, 6 innings, just dominated that lineup, and then came back on a couple of days rest and just kept Arkansas in the game, gave them a legitimate shot of winning.
Very competitive guy. He went out there and really competed for Arkansas. He wanted to be in that role. He got the opportunity, had to pitch a little early in game one, comes out in game on Wednesday. I mean, really what else can you say about the young man? But other than he went out there and competed for his team, and he was really, really dynamic for them. Gave them many opportunities. So, love that for Geichel. Jake obviously got to pick first. Jake, we think
go
we
with
know where you're going to go.
the no hitter, Gage Wood. He absolutely was electric. We got a front row seat in it. We're sitting next to the analytics guys. He was just throwing straight heat towards the end of it. He didn't really have a good feel for his slide or his curveball, anything like that. But the job that he did was just incredible, and it's gonna be something that hopefully Arkansas fans remember that more so than how the game ended for him.
Yeah, it was funny. We're sitting there and trying to talk to him at the press conference. He was all about his team, man. I mean, that's awesome. There, making records and doing all the fun things, and most strikeouts ever in the College World Series, and with the 19 and throwing the no hitter, which we all witnessed, which was amazing, by the way. But yeah, I mean, he was all about his team first. So I'm going to lean towards another guy that had a really good outing that I think a lot of people in the country maybe have not seen before. It was Dax Whitney at Oregon State. I think that he shocked a lot of people with how good he could be as a true freshman, throwing 98 miles an hour, landing curveballs in the zone, and really slowed down that Louisville lineup that had been so hot as of late, getting to the World Series. Dax Whitney from Oregon State, I think that he just showed that true freshmen that are coming into places now that are that highly rated, they can produce right now. And there's a lot of true freshmen that have done a lot of things here at the World Series. But I wanted to give that shout out to Dax. I thought he was tremendous there in that start. He didn't end up getting the win, but he was really, really good there for Oregon State there to start that one. Let's get into the actual matchup here of the final, guys. Coastal Carolina and LSU. Game one, we get Cade Anderson. He's 11-1, 3.44 ERA, 170 strikeouts to 30 walks. And then Cameron Flukie on the other side, 8-1, 3.29 ERA, 109-22. Both these guys have a crazy strikeout to walk ratio. Both these guys have been very good all season for their teams. I think I lean a little bit towards Cade Anderson, but Andrew, I'm going to let you go first here, being our LSU guy. Where do you like this one here? Those 170 strikeouts just jump off the page, though.
Yeah, Cade Anderson, obviously the strikeout king of college baseball this year. I think it's just going to be a little low scoring affair. I mean, I'll just turn my laptop here to the side again. Look at those flags.
It's all blowing in.
Those are just blowing straight in. It's going to be 110 today with 45-mile-per-hour winds, and it looks like it's going to be blowing in. So it looks like it's going to be a heavy pitcher's duel, which I would favor Cade Anderson and some timely hitting from the LSU Tigers. As I've been able to watch them, a lot of these games against LSU late into the game, they can chip away and force a pitcher to make that one mistake. We saw it against Arkansas on Wednesday, where it's like against Gabe Gackel, Cam Gibbler, and Aiden Jimenez, they weren't making bad pitches, but they were able to chip away and force them to make that bad pitch, and then stuff went LSU's way.
Yeah, they forced pitches in the zone, right? And that was the biggest thing, is that their at-bats were just a little bit cleaner than Arkansas's at-bats all day, just forcing them to be in the zone and attacking when they got the opportunity to hit a pitch, and it was huge. Jared Jones has been massive here so far in the College World Series at doing that, taking good pitches and being able to hit the ones he can. He started off rough with the 0 for 4 with the 4 strikeouts, and then he really got going. I think he found his footing here back at the College World Series. Jake, Cade Anderson, Cameron Flukie, we're treated to a couple pitchers duels. We'll talk about the next one for game two. But what do you like about Cameron Flukie's game and how he's been able to compete for this Coastal team down the stretch?
I would say what's really impressed me about Cameron Flukie is just his ability to accept new roles. I mean, it's not easy to come out of the bullpen. It's not easy to be moved around. But he kind of gets the reputation of he's a power pitcher that just loves to strike out. But I think his pitch sequencing is really what stands out to me more than anything. Is a lot of times, these Paul Skeens where it's just 99, here it comes. Flukie does a really good job setting up his pitches, and he almost uses his fastball off of his off speed. And I think that really has been detrimental to hitters. And I'm excited to kind of get to see him again because, when I watched him in that Auburn series, he really, really impressed me. He was the one I was looking forward to seeing most. And then you
Yeah.
get Bodine behind the plate who still strikes for you.
Absolutely. And, Coach Williams, the pitching coach, he said, hey, Cameron pitches kind of backwards. For a guy who has a power arm, he pitches backwards to people. And what that means is, he sets things up. He uses his breaking ball, his changeup, uses those things to set up the fastball to get people out. His out pitch can be the fastball if need be. But he's a guy that's kind of a jack of all trades, and he'll throw anything at you. Yeah, Andrew.
Well, so let me talk off of Jake's point right there. In the Sun Belt, where you have some of these power hitters at Southern Miss, UL, Old Dominion, Marshall, and even facing your own batters at Coastal, being able to pitch backwards and then throw off your fastball and your curveball, your changeup, it gives you ultimate leeway. So if you aren't having a good day with your curveball, you can go to your changeup and knowing that you still have your fastball in your back pocket, especially the way Fluky throws it so well.
Yeah, and he spots all his pitches. I think that's the biggest thing that's been for him and Cade Anderson. They both spot their pitches well. That's why they have this crazy strikeout to walk ratio. They don't let guys get away from them very often. Again, 22 walks for Fluky, 30 for Cade Anderson. That's crazy on the season for these two gentlemen that are going out there and competing game one. Let's shift gears to game two. Game two, Anthony Ianson, 11-2, 2.92 ERA, 143 and 35. Jacob Morrison, 208, 12-0, 102 to 22 strikeouts. Jake, talk a little bit about Morrison here before I shift over to Andrew on Anthony Ianson. I mean, Morrison's a straight up ace.
Yeah, and he had the better week than Anthony Ianson. Anthony Ianson's going to be looking to bounce back. He's just a monster. I think he's one of three people that dwarfs Andrew when we've got to interview him. And almost the complete inverse of Fluky, he attacks hitters. And I think the one thing that he does extremely, extremely well is he puts hitters away, which that's been kind of LSU's secret sauce this week is their ability to two-strike hit, foul pitches off. Morrison's not so easy to do that against. He finishes pitchers off, he sets you up, and it feels like if you get to one strike, you should already start walking back to the dugout with how good he is. But I think it's his motion. He's just this big, tall, awkward guy that just almost sets the ball right at the plate. So I've been really, really impressed with Jacob Morrison, and I've gone back to watch a few of his starts against UL. He just gets on hitters, and he gets a swagger about him, and it seems like he's one of those pitchers that if you don't get to him in the first inning, you're not getting to him at all.
Yeah, he's a pressure guy, right? And he goes out there and attacks hitters. And in that Oregon State game that he pitched, he gave up the home run to Easton Talt, and then he goes out there and gets 16 consecutive hitters out. Like, he's like, okay, well, I got beat. 2-2 fastball down the middle, I got beat. It happens. I'm going to attack hitters. Goes out and gets the next 16 out in a row. The guy is just a competitive guy. He wants to be a winner. He's going to go out there and give his team everything he's got. Anthony Ianson, same thing on the other side, Andrew. This guy's a super competitive dude. He'll go out there and do whatever LSU asks him to do. He's getting the ball game too. Talk a little bit about Ianson.
Well, I want to say one thing about Jacob Morrison. Yes, he has helped me this week. We've gotten to talk to him twice, and he is by far one of the smartest college baseball pitchers I have talked to ever. Like, the way he handled himself in his pressers, his interviews with us, really professional, really smart guy, and I think he has what it takes to outperform Anthony Ianson. Ianson, he pitches off his off speeds. He's got that big loopy curveball, and then he can attack you with a really good slider. Watching him warm up against UCLA before the rain delay, it didn't look like he had that slider. We talked to some UCLA people, and they're like, his fastball is kind of flat. His fastball is flat because he wasn't able to pitch off his slider and his curveball.
Yeah.
So when you force a pitcher that is mostly 40% off speed, 40% fastball, and then maybe a little 20% changeup slider, it's really difficult to pitch and execute and throw strikes that aren't going to be hit hard. UCLA was able to jump all over Ianson because he wasn't able to pitch off a slider or curveball. Watching him warm up against UCLA, it was actually pretty bad. I watched him probably hit the wall a couple times with the slider because he didn't have a good feel for it. If Ianson has his off speed against Coastal, it's game over. Ianson's one of the best pitchers in the country when he has his off speed going. He has one of the highest spin rates in the country because of his off speed. It's going to be Anthony Ianson depending on his off speed. If he is great, then you can probably give the trophy to LSU if they're up 1-0. If it's not, you might be thinking game 3 on Monday.
Andrew, just to piggyback off that too, I mean, we saw Cade Anderson's worst start in the Super Regional against West Virginia, and he immediately turns around and throws his best start
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're probably going to see from Anthony Ianson is we're going to see a guy turn around, pitch, and have a legendary performance like we saw Ty Floyd do 2 years ago with LSU.
Yeah.
I think if you're Coastal, you got to win game one because Ianson it is going to spin it.
He's too competitive not to, right? I mean, he transferred in from UCSD for this reason. He goes, I want to be in the World Series. I want to be pitching for a team that's going to chance to win a national championship. That's why he came here. That's his whole goal. He's on it. It's right in front of him now. He's going to have an opportunity there. If LSU wins game one, he's going to have an opportunity to put this one away. Game three, we don't really know who the starting pitchers are going to be because it could depend on who both these teams use. Right now, it's posed as Riley Eichhoff if he doesn't come in and have to throw for Coastal early in that series. And Zach Cohen or Kassan Evans, whoever doesn't pitch much in those first two games for LSU, would be the proposed third game starter. Maybe even Chase Shores could get an opportunity. We don't know. They could go a variety of ways there, but I would lean towards Cohen and Evans. Guys, we've talked about the pitchers. Let's get into some of these players, okay? Let's go a little back and forth. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to name the position for both these. I'm going to go through all the lineups that they've been currently using, and then we're going to go position by position these guys, and we're going to go yes or no for either side, whether you think either side's better. Coastal Carolina's been going Caden Bodine hitting leadoff, Sebastian Alexander hitting 2, Blake Barthold hitting 3, Walker Mitchell hitting 4, Blackton Pado hitting 5, Colby Thorndike, who's been huge here so far in the World Series for them, hitting 6, Dean Mios, the DH, hitting 7, Ty Dooley hitting 8 there, Wells Sykes hitting 9 in that spot in center field. He's been really big for them. Also, he keeps saying, hey, this is my last week of playing college baseball, so I'm giving it everything I've got. He's been tremendous. On the LSU side, they could go a couple different ways, but this is the lineup they've been going with mostly lately. Derek Curiel playing left field, Ethan Fry DHing hitting second, Stephen Milam shortstop hitting third, Luis Hernandez going catcher hitting fourth, Jared Jones hitting fifth, first base, Josh Pearson right field, Chris Stanfield playing center field hitting 7, Daniel Dickinson 8, Michael Braswell hitting 9 there, the third baseman. And they could go Jake Brown. He could get in there for Stanfield. He could get the opportunity to start. I mean, they can kind of go a lot of ways. LSU's got some options there on the bench that they could bring in. This is the lineup that they've most commonly gone with so far in the World Series. Let's break down to catchers. Caden Bodine versus Luis Hernandez. Andrew, I'm going to go with you first. I mean, it's tough for me not to lean Bodine. I mean, he's the best catcher in the country.
Yeah, I got to go Bodine. I've watched Luis Hernandez a lot this year. I think Bodine's better defensively and offensively, even though it hasn't been showing offensively for Bodine in the College World Series so far. Obviously, Luis Hernandez got the big game-tying 2-run double against Arkansas the other day, but I would lean Caden Bodine. I think Bodine is better defensively, and that's where it could be. And Bodine's going to steal a lot of pitches. If we had that chart up right now where you see the strike zone and all the red around it where he's been stealing pitches from, it's going to be huge, especially when college umpires aren't the best. We could be seeing a massive strike zone with Caden Bodine behind the plate while Luis Hernandez isn't the best framer.
Jake, are you leading towards Bodine as well?
Yeah, it is Bodine, by the way, Mark.
Bodine.
Because he's corrected us.
I know. I keep getting it wrong. I feel bad. Bodine.
I think it's a lot closer than people think. Like, Luis Hernandez has been on an absolute heater. Like,
he's been great hitting.
He stole bases in the Super Regional, too. He's been 5-tool. He keeps the pitchers level. So I don't think there's a catcher in college baseball for the last 5 years that's on the level of Bodine. But Luis Hernandez, if it was anybody else, he's probably second in the tournament for catchers.
I think he's been tremendous, and he's been great in this World Series. I think he's been really, really good. Ryder Helfrich maybe would be the other one there for Arkansas that would be up amongst those group with those guys. But, yeah, I mean, it's Bodine. You got to go with Bodine. Let's go over to first base. Jared Jones for LSU. He's got 330, 22 home runs, 76 RBIs. And then Colby Thorndike, 314, 4 home runs, 48 RBIs. Jake, Colby's been really big, but I think Jones has maybe even been bigger and might be a bigger part of this.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Bear Jones. You know, he goes 0 for 5. Everybody's talking about how bad he is. And then he immediately turns around, hits a home run. Then we go into a rain delay, and he comes back and gets another big hit. This is a guy that wasn't actually even supposed to be here. He was supposed to be drafted as a draft-eligible sophomore. For whatever reason, he ends up back in LSU and just seems to be the heartbeat of this Tigers team. He takes high-quality at-bats. He plays a really, really good first base. He's a veteran presence in the dugout that it seems like every time they're getting too high or too down, Bear really kind of comes in and levels everybody out. And again, even though he went 0 for 5, he still had some really good at-bats.
Yeah.
And you kind of knew that it was going to come and that he was going to break out. He's just too good of a player to have an 0 for 5 day and let it affect him. It's Bear Jones. I think he's one of the best players in this whole tournament.
Andrew, I'm assuming you're going Jones as well on this one here, leaning towards him at least.
Yeah, I'm going Bear Jones. I think Thorndike has been very good so far in this tournament. He's probably been Coastal's most consistent hitter this whole tournament, maybe him and Dean Myhos. But I got to go Bear Jones. I've seen him all year. I've seen him through the ups and downs. But obviously, at the highest, the biggest stage right now in the College World Series finals, I would not be surprised if he went off this next 2-3 games.
Yeah. I agree with you guys. I mean, I'm Jones. He's just been so big for them, and clutch hits. He's really shown a lot of maturity and been able to come out there, and even with the struggles early, then he comes out there and really performs for you. I mean, LSU's got to be just thrilled to have him going one more time out here for them. Jared Jones is the answer there, first base. Daniel Dickinson at second base, 310, 12 home runs, 49 RBIs for LSU. Or Blake Barthel, 283, 12 home runs, and 53 RBIs for Coastal. Andrew, you get to start with this one. This is a lot closer matchup than people might think.
I'm going to go Barthel. I mean, Barthel's just been much better. It feels like I think it's also been a testament of how hot Coastal's lineup has been going through that side of the bracket. I really like Barthel in this.
Yeah, and he leads that team in home runs and the 53 RBIs. I mean, he's been huge for them hitting in the 3-hole. Jake, I'm going Barthel as well, so he's going to be our selection. But are you leaning towards Barthel on this one as well, just because of the late trends?
I'm going to go Barthel. I think nobody's done more to hurt their draft stock in the past month than Daniel Dickinson. He's been really, really cold. But, the College World Series always kind of lends itself to the big storyline. So if Dickinson can break out, I mean, it's a great, great story. But, I mean, man, he just can't seem to buy competitive at bats lately.
Third base, Walker Mitchell for Coastal, 279, 4 home runs, 45 RBIs, or Michael Braswell III, 189, 2 home runs and 18 RBIs. Jake, from a hitting standpoint, I think we know this one, but is it more important also that Walker Mitchell's been hitting 4 for this Coastal team lately?
I think it's Mitchell. They're going to do a lot of unique stuff. I think with Braswell, we might see Tanner Reeves. We're going to see probably John Pearson hit for Braswell.
Yeah.
Braswell's not as bad as I think a lot of LSU fans like to give him crap for, but I think you got to go with the guy from Coastal that hits 4-hole. That just seems like an alley-oop.
Yeah, I mean, in the hitting wise, I mean, Braswell's not there, but he has been really good defensively for this LSU Tiger team. He's been really good for them, being solid, taking care of business, playing third base for them. Andrew, are you leaning also towards Walker Mitchell there for Coastal being the better third baseman in this series?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Mitchell. I think Braswell's a really solid defender, but I don't know how it's gonna come around for him with the bat. I mean, they have a Trey Turner-esque standing ovation planned for his first at bat if he gets one tonight. I just really don't see how it's going to work with Braswell hitting. It's kind of just you pray that you bunt with him if you have runners on. Even then you got to get the bunt down. So
yeah, it's going to be a tricky one. But hey, guys have turned it around at the World Series in the last 2 games. I mean, you never know. You get hot at the right time. He hasn't shown any of that spark yet at this point. He was over 200 coming in here, and he's down to 189 now. For me, it's Walker. He's just meant so much for this Coastal lineup as of late, and just driving in runs. He's not a big power guy, but he goes gap to gap and gives them a big opportunity. With the wind blowing in the face, I think he's going to be a big part if Coastal can come out and win this game 1. Shortstop, Stephen Milam, 292, 11 home runs, 56 RBIs. Very, very, very good defensively after making that shift from second base last year. Ty Dooley, 296, 6 home runs, 37 RBIs. 2 very good shortstops here, Andrew. I'm leaning towards Milam. I think that he just means more for this right now. Where are you at on this one?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Milam too. I mean, Milam's been really excellent defensively. Me and Jake have gotten to watch him put in extra work with Jay Johnson and the offensive coaches for LSU this year. I think Milam's got one of the best switch hitting swings in the tournament. I think he's going to be a big impact the rest of this way.
Yeah, I think it's Milam. Jake, are you going Milam as well? I mean, we've seen him be very, very good on the big stages before.
Yeah, I think it's got to go Milam. He's probably one of my favorite players that I've been able to cover this year. I've talked to Jay Johnson probably 3 or 4 times about when was the point that it really clicked for you with Milam. And he mentioned in the fall that there was like a point of no return where he was like, yeah, if Milam doesn't have it figured out by this point, we're going to roll with Braswell. And Milam ended up having, I think, one of his best days of the fall. But, I don't even think Jay Johnson knew that they were going to get the production that they've got out of Milam. Only 4 errors on the year, one of them in a super regional that was kind of an iffy ball. This is a team that was recruiting in the portal for a shortstop. And they had a few shortstops go different directions. So it was almost out of necessity. And, you really do have an argument. Is this the best shortstop that they've had since Alex Bregman? He's a switch hitter that doesn't make errors. It's very, very easy to like the kid. He's just a grinder in every sense of the word. Even on a field that he shares with Rock, who's probably the best shortstop in the country, Milam still stands out and makes high quality plays.
Yeah, and he continues to make those plays. It's not like they're just a flash every once in a while. He makes great plays all the time, and he makes those consistent plays. Arm strength got a lot better this year. I'm very impressed by what I've seen from Steven this season. So I lean Steven as well.
Drew, what was his new nickname, by the way? Is it DJ Too Nasty?
Yeah, DJ Too Nasty.
Left field. This is a good one here. Derek Curiel, LSU, 348, 7 home runs, 53 RBIs. Sebastian Alexander, Seabass for Coastal, 314, 10 home runs, 54 RBIs. Jake, this is a tough choice here. These are 2 really good guys that are very important for these clubs.
Yeah, I think for me, it's got to be Curiel. He's the best freshman hitter in the country. He's been on base every single game except for one. We did get a chance to look at some of Arkansas scouting reports, and there weren't a lot of holes in Curiel's swing. He's going to slot in nicely to be a center fielder next year after Stanfield graduates. When they moved him there, he plays next-level defense.
Yeah.
But, again, the bat-to-ball skills, his bat path just stays in the zone for so long. He has just effortless power. Andrew, you and I have been around him this year. He's not like this big bruiser guy at all, but the ball just jumps off his bat.
He's going to get bigger, stronger, I think, over time. I think that this kid's going to just grow into his body and be a tremendous outfielder. He's going to be a center fielder for the future. His outfield ability is high. But I'm leaning towards Sebastian Alexander. I think that what he's meant for Coastal is right up there, and his stats have proven. Now he's gone a little cold the last couple weeks, guys. I'm going to go towards Sebastian Alexander. So this means Andrew gets our first tiebreaker. Derek Curiel or Sebastian Alexander?
I'm going Derek Curiel. He's a future top 15 pick in next year's draft. He is phenomenal. He kind of did hit a cold streak a little, but I think people forget that this is a freshman that had a 40 game on base streak to start his college career. I feel like no one really talks about that enough. Curiel is one of the most disciplined hitters I've ever seen at the age of 18. I think he's really just been electric for this LSU lineup. And even then, in the big moments, he has come up clutch for LSU.
Yeah, he has been huge for them. I'm fine leaning that way with you guys. I get you guys want to go that way. I'm going to stick with Seabass. I think that he means a lot for this program there at Coastal. And 2 very good hitters. I think that Curiel's defense is better than Sebastian Alexander, but very good still. Center field, Chris Stanfield, 303, 1 home run, 29 RBIs, defense first kind of guy. Wells Sykes, also defense first guy, hitting 9 there for Coastal, 293, 3 home runs, 37 RBIs. Andrew, if they go with Stanfield, are you leaning Stanfield or are you leaning with Sykes?
I'm going Stanfield. They are going to go Stanfield. I think that's just a one-time thing with having Brown. Brown's usually going to be slotted in right field with Pearson. I really like Chris Stanfield. Chris Stanfield's just been an electric pickup for LSU ever since they picked him up. He's been phenomenal this year. I really like the way he runs. He covers the outfield very well. Last week, Aloy roped at 110 mile per hour single in the right field gap, and Stanfield got to it real quick, and it should have been a double, but the way Stanfield got there, he picked it up really quickly.
Cut it off and made him go to 1. I think it's Stanfield also here. As much as I think that Sykes has been really, really good for Coastal here at the World Series, he's been stepping up, hitting those doubles down the line, clearing bases. I'm going Stanfield here as well. Jake, which
I'm going to go Sykes.
Okay.
I know it's a little bit unique there, but I think the way that he turns over one is a luxury that LSU doesn't have. He plays fantastic defense too as well. I think he has a little bit of a better arm too as well. But I think it's every single one of these. Give me Skies just because I think he's a little bit hotter than Stanfield.
Okay, I like where you're at here. I'm okay with that. But as a group, we're going Stanfield just for what he's meant for LSU. Right field, Pearson or Brown. I mean, I don't know which one they're going to go with today. They've been kind of interchanging those guys. I have Pearson listed in here as the starter. We'll see what that does here. And then Blackman and Padot for Coastal. He's been really good. 269, 8 home runs, 31 RBIs. He's played really good defense for them so far this week, Jake. I'm leaning towards Pano. I think that he's been really, really good for Coastal. I think that he's meant a lot for this team, and the fact that we're talking about maybe two different right fielders for LSU has me leaning towards Pano.
I'm going to go with the scholar Jake Brown and the old man Josh Pearson. I think that both of them have just been playing fantastic. It's something I don't envy Jay Johnson that he has to pick a lineup card between those two guys because again, Jake Brown's the player of the game. Has a really fantastic one, and he sits out.
Yep.
And he just kind of waits for his chance. He gets a pinch hit opportunity, takes full advantage of it. The maturity of Pearson is, and he just immediately kind of takes a step back. It's playing for the name on the front, not the name on the back.
Absolutely. Andrew, which direction are you going for this one?
I'm going LSU way right here. I don't know who they'll go. I think they're going to go Brown, I think, tonight. Brown's just red hot right now.
He is.
Every time I've watched him, he's just been red hot, it seems like. But even then, if they go with Josh Pearson, he's a veteran bat. He's played at this level. He's probably the only starter. He is the only starter in this lineup that played in the 2023 lineup or in the 2023 World Series. Jared Jones was on that team. Ethan Fry was on that team, but they didn't actually play in the game-deciding game. Pearson did. Pearson hit a home run in that game, and he has been a big part ever since that game. And I think he plays a big part of it if he does play. Him or Brown, it's really a win-win in Jay Johnson's eye, in my opinion.
Yeah, and either way, he's going to bring one of those guys off the bench most likely to hit in this game. They're going to get an opportunity probably to play in this game at some point. Whoever doesn't start is going to get in this game. DH, Ethan Fry, 331, 13 home runs, 49 RBIs has been a big part for LSU. Dean Myhouse has been really, really good here, guys, for Coastal. Andrew, which direction are you going here?
I'm going LSU, though. Yeah. I'm going LSU. I have to go LSU.
Okay, so you're going with Fry?
Yeah, I got to go with Fry. He's been phenomenal. He's found a Chick-fil-A. He let me know that he found a Chick-fil-A around here. He's been a monster. He's been a lefty killer. So when Coastal does bring in a lefty, just watch for him to go off against a lefty. He has such veteran at-bats as well. For a guy that was plateaued early on with Pearson and Brown for a DH role. Same with Ashton Larson. Fry has been phenomenal in that DH role and has solidified himself as a DH.
Yeah, and he just, he's going to get the opportunity to go out there. He's just been really, really good lately. And a lot of times it's how hot are you when you get to this point in the season. Jake?
I'm going to go with Dean Myhouse. Yeah. He's the hottest hitter in this whole field, I think. He's been the cog in this machine. Well. But, I mean, the Rose Pine Rocket does have the ability to kind of hit the long ball.
Yeah.
And I feel like you fear Fry more, but Dean's had the better College World Series.
Dean has. I'm leaning towards Dean as well. But I love Ethan. I think that he's a tremendous player. I think he's going to do big things. But I think that what Dean has meant so far for Coastal and what he's produced so far at the College World Series could be even bigger, especially for this team. So we have 5 picks for LSU players. We have 4 picks for Coastal. That's how close these lineups are. They're very, very good. Overall, I think LSU leans a little bit heavier on the lineup. Defensively, they're very good as well. So predictions each side here. Jake, I'm going to let you start. Where do you think we go? Give me game 1, give me game 2, and then what your possible prediction is for the College World Series champion.
I'm going to go LSU in 2. Okay. I've been saying it all year that there's no team in the country that can win the NC Friday and Saturday and back-to-back days.
Yep.
Sunday always tests your depth. Good news for LSU is Einson's going to have a bounce back. Anderson's going to spin a gem. Give me under 10 runs for both teams combined.
I did take LSU in February. I said that they're going to win the national championship. They were my national champion pick back February 7th. I said that this is the best team in the country. I had them rated as the number one team in the country in my preseason top 25. I'm sticking with LSU. I just believe that that pitching staff is just that good. I mean, they have so many weapons, so many players. And then when you look at guys that have come out of the bullpen for them, they've been even better. I mean, Cohen, Evans. I mean, they have so many weapons that they can go to out of the bullpen. Williams, like they have guys that they can just turn to and say, "Hey, go get us some outs if we get stuck in the spot." So, but with those two starting pitchers, it's tough not to. I'm going LSU in 2. Andrew, where are you going with this one?
Oh, so I've covered LSU all year. I've tried to be unbiased this whole way, but I think this is the best possible matchup that the fans would want and for Ryder to want. I am going with the LSU Tigers in 2. I love Cade Anderson. I love Anthony Irons, and I think they're bringing home number 8 back to Baton Rouge. We're going to be hearing called in Baton Rouge all weekend right here. Rocco's is going to be popping. I think the Jello shots are going to be flowing for those LSU fans, so it's going to be a rowdy environment here, as what they call the Box North. So I think it's going to be LSU in 2. Yeah, Coach Jay Johnson's getting his revenge on Coastal.
He needs that revenge. I cannot wait. 2 good coaches here in Johnson and Schnall. Guys, enjoy. Cannot wait. Final thoughts here. Andrew, I'll let you start with your final thoughts before we go away for the last show of the year.
My final thought is this has been awesome. This has been so awesome. Come out to Omaha, come out to cover the College World Series. Little did I know that the team I covered for most of the year was going to be in the College World Series finals. I think I'm just very blessed and happy to be able to write and cover this wonderful sport with some wonderful people. Thank you, Mark, Jake, and Noah for having me on, obviously. But just thanks to the fans, of course. Omaha has been amazing, meeting a lot of you fans, talking college baseball with all you fans, especially our guy, James. He is phenomenal. I love college baseball. Thank you, guys.
It's been awesome, man. It's been great to have you out there. I've been glad to have you on the show a few times this year. Tremendous, Andrew. Great stuff, man. Can't wait for you guys to get to watch that game. Jake, final thoughts as we head into the end of our last show.
How are we not watching Arkansas play this game? That's the one thing that I keep just replaying in my mind. Arkansas obviously was my pick to win the whole national championship. But, I just feel kind of sad.
Noah, can you mute Andrews? I can't hear Jake.
There he is. I just feel a little bit sad that Arkansas isn't here. I keep looking out to left field, replaying that video. I just wish Arkansas was here.
It's crazy, but this is. I didn't have Coastal getting here. I had some other teams getting to the final versus LSU, but I did have LSU here. Just very, very blessed to be able to do this show with a tremendous group of guys. Noah Darling here in the background. He's the founder of College Baseball Central. He's been doing all of our producing on this show. Guys, pleasure doing the show with you guys. Thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe, guys. We're going to have lots more content during the World Series, but this is the last episode of the Weekend Rotation. Thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next season.